Hello.
Hey,
The wild card round is done.
wow.
Divisional round is here. We've got two sixes and two fives still alive. So half the teams are teams that won on the road, right?
Yeah, yeah. So there was the Bears and the Patriots, I think, were the only
Yeah. So the
home teams that won.
Rams went on the road, but they were a favorite. The Texans win on the road. They were a favorite. The Niners went on the road. They were not a
Probably
favorite.
should have been.
And the Bills went on the road, and
No,
they
they were
were, and
favored.
then they weren't. I think they
Did it?
start. The
Did it switch? Yeah,
Bills opened as a favorite, and then maybe the Jags before kickoff were the favorite. But
yeah.
um, the Jags were frauds all along, just
I
like we predicted at the start of the year when I said they were going to be horrible, and then they won what
yeah, the 12
12?
games.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, they were. You expect them to be good next year, right? Like going into next year, you expect them to be
no,
competitive.
they'll be overconfident. I
Yeah.
think they just like when you're bad, then you like focus on things and you're good. You think they're going to take like the next step or what? I mean, they could, but
I mean, you have
I was
people.
wrong this year.
No, I don't know. Like they still I just don't know what structurally about that organization shifted other than the head coach. And yes, I guess that certainly can matter. It's weird to me that Lee and Cohen would matter that much after 1 year as the OC of the Buccaneers. So I don't know. This was a weird season. I think everybody said that there was a very big power vacuum in the NFL. We had that really smooth transition from Brady to Mahomes as being sort of the best, the iconic figure for the NFL, and we don't have that. Everybody wants it to be Josh Allen, I think, right now, and he won his game, so that's good. But I don't know.
Yeah. So here, well, let's look at it
Yeah,
in a different angle. So who's getting worse in the Jaguars division? I would argue. I would argue no one. I think even though the Texans were 12-5, I feel like they sort of underachieved. They were 0-3 to start the year.
I mean that. Yeah, and they're still playing, right? And that
Right.
defense is still for real, and that coach is still good. So,
Right. So Texans are
no,
definitely probably at least a double digit win team next year. So they're
wouldn't you
still going to
think?
be good unless something really weird happens. Um,
The Titans can. I mean, the
the
Chargers
Titans can't
have
be
to be up, right?
worse. They can't be
Have to be
worse,
up.
really.
Yep, yep.
The
Although they could hire the wrong coach.
right,
They could have. I mean, this is
that's
still the
true.
group that fired Vrabel.
That's
Like
true.
we don't want him.
The
Uh,
Colts should be
Better.
better. I mean, they got hurt and then just sucked at the end of the year. But so
Yeah,
they finished what 9-8 or 8-9.
they were 8-9, and they were 7-2, and then I think they went. What did they go? Like they went 1-7 or something like that. Um, uh,
And
yeah,
then you've got so other teams in the AFC. So you've got the Chiefs. I mean, are the Chiefs going to miss the playoffs 2 years in a row? You'd think they're probably going to displace someone.
yeah.
The Bills are probably still going to be good
Yep.
until Josh Allen stops playing quarterback.
The Ravens, like the Ravens
The
were.
Ravens missed the playoffs. They'll
They
just
still have Lamar Jackson.
the Bengals like they're either going to figure it out or Burrow's going to probably leave.
Or they'll fire finally Zach Taylor. Like, I mean,
Right,
the only coach in that division that didn't get fired this year or didn't leave.
right. So yeah, I don't know. Like, whatever. It might not be the Jaguars
Yeah.
that decline, but I feel like there's going to be a lot of teams
Always.
hungry to
Yeah.
displace a team like the Jaguars, who I don't know. You lost at home to yeah. I mean, I guess Josh Allen like he beat you in the fourth quarter when it mattered, and then you're tipped ball. Did you see the last play of the tipped
Yeah.
ball? I mean, it's kind of like a tipped ball. It kind of sucks, but it also seems like they were maybe used up their luck earlier in the year. I don't know. I will say the Jaguars was a team that I didn't watch a lot of for whatever reason.
They
Like
were
their
not.
games
Yeah.
weren't on because
Mm-mm.
I don't know they weren't expected to be good, so maybe they didn't get as many primetime games. But
Yeah, they weren't featured really on prime time. No real Sunday night games. They have a Thursday night game. I mean, yeah, they just weren't featured. I think for the reasons you said, they weren't expected to be very good. But that win on the road against the Broncos, what it was 3, 4, or 5 weeks ago, by 2 touchdowns. I was like maybe the most impressive like regular season victory by any team, right? Because the Broncos were the number one seed. They've been by record they've been good all year, and the Jaguars handled them. And I think that was a game that said this was a team that mattered, right? That this was a team that could make some noise in the playoffs. I think a lot of people like them coming into this weekend, right? To beat the Bills, they seemed like nothing else. They seemed like a more complete team, and by the numbers, they were a more complete team because that defense on the Bills is not great.
So here's a let's go with the recent transitive property. Bills beat the Jags by whatever 3 or 4. Jaguars just beat the Broncos by
I think it was 2 touchdowns.
at least 2 touchdowns. Yeah. So now the Bills are going to beat the Broncos by 20.
Yeah. Right? Well, this is a rematch of last year's wild card round.
Oh yeah, I guess I didn't remember that. What was the score of that?
I don't remember.
It wasn't that competitive.
No, the Bills pumped them.
Bills Broncos result last year playoffs.
But I think we kind of maybe forget that Peyton. This is year 2 in the playoffs for Bo Nix, so it's old hat for him right now. May and Williams are in their first outings. They got trucked.
Yeah, but Bills beat the Broncos 31-7 in the playoffs last year. So I tend to I don't know. It seems like it's always the Bills against the Chiefs, and I like Mahomes a lot more than most people do. So I tend to root for the Chiefs in those matchups. But now that they're out, I don't like Sean Payton. I don't know. I don't feel like the Broncos should be this good, this quick. Bo Nix is only in his second year now. They got the bye, and they're I don't know. You could say in a way, you could say they're kind of the favorite to come out of the AFC. Mm-hmm. I don't know that it's their time yet. I want the Bills to win this. I think they've paid their dues and they kind of deserve it. But
you picking them?
I don't know. We're not there yet.
Oh shoot! Okay,
that is our first game, so we probably should get into it. But we got time to kill. We only got 4
That's
games.
Right. This is good. We're sort of unpacking the season, unpacking the playoffs to this point. Lots of good stuff to talk about.
And this is a completely random transition, but it popped into my head a little bit ago. So, will Matt Nagy get a head coaching job?
I think somebody's going to be dumb enough. There's 8 vacancies.
He was so bad.
But
and the Chiefs were just bad.
But how many shitty recycled coaches get? I mean, Mike McCarthy is being considered for jobs. Jason Garrett is interviewing for jobs. Those are 2 rejected Cowboys head coaches. But somebody's going to interview Brian Schottenheimer once he gets fired.
Is he getting fired just because Jones just is ready? Wants to.
He does like to hang on to coaches, but he always felt like a transition hire.
Schottenheimer. Would you say he's clearly not the problem in Dallas, though?
I would say I don't know that Dallas is a situation where identifying the problem matters.
That's fair. Yeah, that's very true.
So
the last on that list. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't.
With a good D coordinator, the Cowboys are a playoff team for sure. I would say
so that was it. They were good. For a stretch, right? For a 4 or 5 game stretch in the middle of the season, the Cowboys were good. I don't think Brian Schottenheimer is the problem, but I don't know how good a coach he is. Right.
Yeah.
But I just Nagy. Yeah. Could you see him going to Vegas or Tennessee?
Apparently, someone either interviewed him or is going to interview him very soon.
Nagy.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the job openings right now: the Ravens, Giants, Steelers, Browns, Falcons, Dolphins, Cardinals, Titans, Raiders. So there's 9 open. Wow. 9 out of 32. That's 30% of the league.
Yeah, just about. Just under.
So I can't remember now. Someone said someone was going to interview him, and I can't remember which team it was. But at any rate, if you're hiring a new head coach, if it was me, I would never, ever, ever think about the 55 to 60-year-old guy who already failed a couple times. I'm absolutely taking a chance on
somebody younger,
40-year-old that was in a good system. Just because if you get it right, then you have him because he's young and right. You could theoretically, now no one really stays for 20 years, but theoretically you get that person as long as you want, like for a long time because they're young, right?
Yeah, well, look at like Mike Tomlin. Okay, like he was let go or he left or whatever it was. He was there for 19 seasons. They got him young. At the time, he was the youngest coach to win a Super Bowl when he won, like whatever it was, like 16 years ago. But he stayed. Then they were good. Never had a losing season, and now he's 53. So he's going to take a year off, and then he's going to go back, and he's going to coach somewhere again for another 15 years. And so to your point, like get somebody young who's going to great. And you've seen success. Mike McDonald in Seattle, Sean McVay in L.A., O'Connor in Minnesota. Like the age barrier. Like I've got to be this weazened old coach to come in at like plus 50 to start coaching professional football. I think you're going to see a lot more younger candidates get head coaching positions now.
Yeah, if anything, those guys stick to like the stuff that used to work, and they don't think enough about like what works today. Like they're not entrepreneurial, or they're not like
Right.
Adapting, I would say.
And that was I mean, this isn't a young coach, but you think about Belichick, what made him so good was that's exactly what he did. He was never married to a system. He wasn't married to anything. He changed. I don't even want to say he changed with the times. He changed with what he thought would work. He defined for himself what he wanted his team to do, and he did it. He wasn't like, oh, we're going to run a 3-4, or we're going to run zone blocking scheme. He's just, whatever we've got, that maximizes our ability to win, we're going to do. More coaches should do that.
Yeah, so let's just real quick. So there's 8 teams left, right? So you think about, okay, who are the coaches of these teams? Like who's doing well? Rams, McVay, he's young, he's creative. Like he's never going to be the guy who rests on what used to work. He's always thinking about getting an edge, right? Ben Johnson, same thing, just a little fresher as far as head coach. Vrabel is not no spring chicken, but like same sort of thing. Like he's probably more, I wouldn't say stuck in his ways, but he has more of that like hard nosed, just like line up and beat him sort of mentality. But still, like he's, I don't know, new age probably isn't the right term, but like he's not like
he's a good coach,
old man stuck in his ways sort of a guy.
He's a good coach.
D'Amico Ryans is younger than Aaron Rodgers, right? They did that whole graphic on the game. One of the best defensive minds in the league.
Yep.
McDonald is not even 40. Shanahan is like the old guy, even though he can't be 50,
late
right?
40s, yeah.
And then you got the 2 old guys in the Bills-Broncos game, McDermott and Peyton. Yeah. McDermott is probably the one who maybe fails to make adjustments more than these other coaches, and people kind of want him gone, even though they've had some success.
Yeah.
But then Peyton, I mean, even though he's old, like he's constantly innovating and adapting. So
I mean, he's done it well in 2 different places, and so that's rare. You know what I mean? Like he had success in this, and the Saints were a terrible franchise for decades. They sucked, had no relevance, no victories to claim, and he gets there. He brings them to a Super Bowl. He makes Drew Brees a Hall of Fame quarterback, and obviously Drew Brees had something to do with that too. But like he put in a system, he coached that, and then he comes to the Broncos, and in a year he's got a rookie quarterback in the playoffs, and in 2 years he's got them, winning the conference. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. So if you're hiring a coach, I mean,
don't hire a bad one.
Harbaugh and Tomlin both, I guess you can agree that they deserve another job for sure.
Very similar coaches.
But yeah, I would even if you hire them and they have some success, right? They're still, you said Tomlin's only 53.
Yeah,
it seems like he's well, I mean, he doesn't look older than 53, but he's just been coaching for so long.
19 years.
This guy's got to be like 85.
No, because he started in his mid-30s.
Yeah. Take a chance on the young guy. Okay.
Who do you like better? Tomlin, or if you're hiring, are you hiring Tomlin or you're hiring Harbaugh?
I don't know. Harbaugh. For some reason I just have it in my head that he's more willing to like change. It just seems like the Steelers are really some of their like in-game decisions, they're too conservative, and the Ravens weren't quite as much. But I don't know. Like,
I think you've got the right answer, and it's only because what Tomlin has failed to do is solve the quarterback problem. And it is the reason I think that they have struggled. Like the defense has always been at least solid while he's been there. The offense has been the problem. He couldn't get the offensive coordinator right, couldn't get the quarterback right. Once Roethlisberger went bad, some of that you've got the legacy with Super Bowl winning quarterback. You sort of are at their mercy a bit, but he wasn't able to solve it once Roethlisberger left. Harbaugh, Lamar Jackson was not a sure thing prospect coming out of college, and a lot of people didn't think he should be a quarterback. Remember, there was all that controversy about people saying he should come out of the draft as a wide receiver, whatever. Harbaugh drafted him. That was Harbaugh's decision and identified him as the talent and the quarterback to lead that franchise. That is, to me, that gives him the edge.
Yeah.
Because he had the ability to go out and identify talent that not everybody thought was going to be a winner and produced a winner. 2-time MVP. I think Harbaugh's the right answer, too.
Yeah, and so Tomlin said he's taking a year off, or what?
I read that yesterday.
Okay.
That he would be taking a year off and that would not be seeking coaching positions this year.
So, yeah, I mean, so as far as the Steelers, like they drafted Will Howard to see if he could kind of, like Rodgers bridges the gap, and then Howard hopefully improves and is good enough, but he was still third on the depth chart, so I don't know what you have there. Like the Steelers, I guess you hope that he can be the quarterback going forward. Obviously, Mason Rudolph isn't a franchise quarterback, but Will Howard, maybe you don't know yet. But yeah, I mean, if you're Tomlin, I don't know. You think he looked at the jobs available and is just like the one that would be a good fit for me just isn't there, so let's wait, or what?
I mean,
or he's probably just worn out from
burnout. I mean,
yeah,
because that's the thing, not having any losing season. He was in the playoffs almost every year. So he's getting regular seasons plus at least one game. And actually, it's just been one game for the last 7 seasons, which is one of the issues. But so I have to think burnout has something to do with it. But then think about, do you want to go coach the Raiders right now? Like, do you want to coach maybe Tennessee with that organization in place? I don't know. That just doesn't seem, those two organizations themselves don't seem to make good decisions. You want to go to the Cardinals? Again, another organization that just seems to be doomed to failure.
Right.
I don't know what the magic opening is, right? Because you look forward to next year. The Dolphins, that doesn't look like a stable organization either. But like next year, what, you're going to go coach the Jets? I don't know. Maybe the Cowboys job comes. You want to work for Jerry Jones? I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. Burnout makes the most sense. Just need some time.
All right, let's get to the 4 games we got. So 3:30 and 7 on Saturday, and then what, like 2:30 and
5:30.
Yeah, 2 and 5:30 or something on Sunday, something like that. Okay, so we got the Bills at the Broncos. I said Broncos by 2.5.
Said the same.
All right. So this was Bills were favored, and now I think it's the Broncos. So it was Bills 1.5, and now it's Broncos. We'll say 1 because there's still one that says the Bills are slightly favored. So we'll go Broncos 1. Obviously, we tie that one. All right. So Broncos by 1. So I was looking at, like, I don't know, the best power ranking system in the NFL. Like college basketball, it's Ken Pom. Clearly knows how to tell you which teams are relatively better than the others. NFL, I think, like Pro Football Focus, I think is the best one, but you got to pay to get that. So like the Sagarin ratings for NFL, I don't know that they're the best, but they're probably pretty decent. So the Bills are actually a lot higher than I thought they would be. They're like a top 5 team in the NFL. And then I think the Broncos are pretty similar. So I guess this makes a little more sense. But like, as far as just like what the Broncos have done game in and game out, are they not? They're a better team, aren't they? Like, you think?
I mean, they clearly are. And again, I think you look at the defensive ratings, the Bills have the worst, or one of the worst, like top 2 worst running defenses in the league. I don't. again, the competitiveness, I guess, centered around Josh Allen being the best quarterback in the league currently. It's, I think, actually is a bit debatable. To me, the Broncos should be favored for all of that, right? And I know Bo Nix, a lot of people question his ability, right? He's not been outright bad, but he hasn't been great either, and so he's sort of hovering in the middle. But the Broncos just feel like the better team.
Yeah. So I think I understand this line very well. Like the Josh Allen factor, even if the Broncos are maybe a little bit better team and they're at home, the Josh Allen factor, I think Vegas is saying, okay, he is very good, and people maybe even think he's more of a factor than he is, but we're going to favor the Bills slightly because of him. But then I think some of the sharp minds out there are saying, okay, the Broncos should win a home game with Peyton. Maybe they're a little bit better team. It's at Mile High. So it kind of swung. Maybe Vegas overestimated the whole Allen factor, and now it's swung to the Broncos. I think that's kind of what's happening. But at the end of the day, it's a point or two either way, and it should be a good game. Obviously, the Broncos defense is one of the top in the NFL. So how much can the Allen and the Bills still do what they normally do against a really good defense? These two teams didn't play in the regular season, right? Yeah, so I don't know. Do the Broncos have a chip on their shoulder because they got smoked last year in the playoffs and now they get the home game? Or is it kind of maybe a little bit of pressure on them? I don't know. And then can the Broncos offense has looked bad at times and then like really good. Like there's no middle ground, it seems like. And then the Bills, same thing. Like they can look really good and then they can completely suck, right? So that the Broncos offense against the Bills defense is going to be where where you can scheme it up, and it'll be interesting to see which one of those units win out. It's kind of week against week on that side, and then it's strength against strength. Bills offense, Denver's defense. So, yeah, I don't know. Like I wanted my heart says the Bills, and I just want to go with it, but
I agree.
That's a bad way to pick games. So
it is. But it that's just what it feels like. I don't know what else to say. Like I don't think the Bills are a better team, but I do think they'll win on Saturday.
All right. So since I brought it up, let's look at the NFL Sagarin ratings right now. So basically, they try to analyze like advanced metrics and all this and tell you like, yeah, there's wins and losses, there's strength of schedule, all that, but they basically blend it in. Like these people try to blend this stuff all together and figure out who are the legitimately best teams in the NFL. So right now, this says the Seahawks are the best, then the Rams, then the Texans, then the Jaguars, then the Patriots, Bills, and the Broncos are actually 8th on this list. So according to this, the spread is very fair. The Bills are slightly better. The Broncos are at home, so you give them a point. So it's very fair, I guess, overall. So that actually makes me want to kind of go Bills, but I'm not going to do it. I feel like I'm biased. I want them to win. So
give me the Bills for 2 stars. I'm going to take the Bills.
Oh, okay.
I did so well last week.
Oh, yeah, we forgot to touch on that. We were bad last week.
Bad.
We were 1-3, and I was 0-1.
Yes, I got all of them wrong, except the Patriots.
Okay, you're going Bills. I like it. I hope they win.
Me too.
3:30 Saturday to get us kicked off.
Rooting for Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Also a bourbon fan, so support a fellow bourbon fan. He can afford the good stuff, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, likes the pappy.
Yeah. I don't think I knew that.
I just saw it. Yeah, I just had an interview. I don't know.
I think James Cook's going to have a good game. Like, I don't know if the Jaguars' run defense was supposed to be very good, but Cook didn't do much. I think even though the Broncos' defense is good, I think they're going to find ways to get him a little more involved. And maybe the Broncos focus a little bit too much on Allen. I don't know. Okay, let's do the 49ers at the Seahawks. This is kind of weird because the 49ers are the last team the Seahawks played.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard. Like, you just beat a team, right? So, like, and everything they did worked. They gave up 3 points. Now you have to game plan again for a team who's clearly going to make adjustments because they just sucked.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting. And Mike McDonald already alluded to that fact, so he's well aware of the trouble in like thinking everything's just going to work again. So it'll be interesting. But I want Seahawks by 6.
Seahawks by 3.5.
All right, it is 7.5. George Kittle is done for the year. He tore his Achilles.
Done for the career.
Yeah, they're like he might miss most of next year, which I guess that kind of checks out. But like, what? Let's just say,
30s, isn't he?
What is it? Is that like a 9-month injury, 10-month injury? So we're going to like, I mean, he should still be back for half of next year, right?
Well, if he's back, it's January, so 2 months. Like he'll be back in November. It's 10 months.
I guess that's. What is that? It's about halfway through the year, right?
Yeah, towards the second half of the season, anyway.
So that obviously hurts the 49ers. The Seahawks are clearly healthier.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like the key really is going to be Darnold's poise in a playoff game.
That's it. I think that's it.
The 49ers, can they make adjustments because they just lost to the Seahawks? I feel like it's easier to play that role of, okay, stuff didn't work, now let's change it, than the team that everything worked and now you got to figure out what you keep doing and what the Niners are going to do to try to counter it. 7.5. I mean, I get it.
Number.
The Niners have so many injuries. Seahawks are healthy. The Seahawks defense is better. The Seahawks offense is probably about as good. At home, I don't know. This is a weird one, right? Like the Seahawks on paper are the better team, clearly. Vegas is telling you that because it's 7.5, but for a playoff game, everything's on
really
the line.
High.
It does.
It seems really high. And I know the Seahawks just beat the Niners by, what was it, 9? So, and that was a playoff game, functionally, right? Because the winner of that game got the bye, got the first, home field advantage, got the 1 seed, and the Seahawks took care of business. Darnold didn't look great in that game. And I think that's the X factor, right? Is he going to step up and not be the reason they don't win next week? And I'm not sure. Much like they think the rest of the NFL, still not sure if Darnold can come through in that type of situation.
Right.
They probably will. I think I still have a hangover from that Bears game where the Niners were just so dominant on offense that's why I went a little lower. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen this game. I really think the Niners are going to win. But I do think, again, Seattle's probably the better team.
Yeah, for sure. I think the Seahawks have a better chance to win if it is a blowout, and they very well could just dominate the Niners because they're better, they're more complete, they're healthier. If it's close, I don't know. I gotta think the Niners can pull it out. I just don't know if I trust Darnold in the playoffs until he proves that he can win, like have a fourth quarter drive or whatever. But I really don't know which of those things are going to happen. At some point, like all these injuries on the 49ers have to matter, but it just seems like they keep finding ways to.
They do plug and play.
Yeah, and so Fred Warner
might
supposedly,
be back.
like this week.
I don't know for this week, but I read something that he was coming off of the was he on injured reserve? He's limited. He's practicing.
He's had his practice window opened.
That's what it was. Practice window.
I doubt he'll play this week. I don't think he's quite ready, but I think if they win, I think next week is definitely a possibility.
Yep.
So, yeah, you had a lot of injuries, but that their linebacking core is. They had another season-ending injury. I think it was against the Seahawks. So getting him back would obviously be huge for them. So we'll have to see how that goes. Like I said, I doubt he's back this week. It just seems like it's too quick, but who knows? What do you have to lose? Like if he's
he might quite a bit mobility and all this stuff, but the organization, you're right, they have nothing to lose.
Okay, so are you picking anything? I think this is.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm gonna pick all of them. Niners for 1 star. I'm gonna go down with the ship, man.
All right, I would lean that way too, but it's just so high. It's like it's weird to me. So I'm staying away. What do my picks matter anyway? I've been crappy lately. Okay, 2 down, 2 to go. So those are your Saturday games. So the Niners Seahawks is the night game. Okay, so then on Sunday it's like 2 and 5:30, something like that. Let's see. Just double check this. Yeah, 2 5:30. Okay. Texans at the Patriots. I said Patriots by 1.
Patriots by 1.5.
All right, you get that. It is straight 3. It's not moving. Okay, so we each got 1 and we got a tie. All right. The best unit on both of these teams combined is definitely the Texans defense.
Mm-hmm.
They are nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they're fairly healthy. I don't know that they had anyone go down. So then the Patriots are more balanced. The Texans offense is, I would say, the worst unit of these 4. If just think if Stroud and the offense could do what they did his rookie year when they were like clicking.
Yeah.
Like the defense is so good, and it just seems like the offense tries to give games away at times. He did make some really good throws that, that's why you take what you get with some of the negative plays, the fumbles and whatnot. But I don't know, like if their offense could play consistent and improve, I mean, their defense is so good. Like they absolutely are good enough to win it all. But I don't know. They're an underdog at the Patriots. I don't know. Like I was looking at the Patriots strength of schedule and like who they played this year. I think they had one of the easiest. You look back at some of their wins and like they really do not have very many good wins.
2 teams, they beat 2 teams in the regular season with winning records. I think is what it ended up being.
But I don't know if this is close. Who do you trust? Do you trust May or Stroud?
I mean, I don't know. Stroud has won a playoff victory in every season he's played. So he's got 3 playoff victories already on his resume. He also has 3 losses, but that's the playoffs. If you don't win the Super Bowl every year. I don't know. At this point, I'm not sure how much the whole regular season strength of schedule thing matters. The Patriots just look good. Drake May just looks good. The open question is they've not faced a defense this daunting before. And can they handle the pressure, right? So if they get down or if they're struggling, can they find enough resolve? Can the Patriots find enough resolve to come out and win in the end? And we just haven't seen it. And so I think that's an open question. I think I do like the Texans here. That's mostly on hope. I think the Patriots are a better team. I think they'll probably will win, though, in the end.
Yeah, I hope it's close because I do want to see what, like, if Drake May's down by 4 and needs a touchdown drive at the end. I want to see that because I want to know.
That's right.
Yeah, and obviously you just selfishly hope for close games when your team's not in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But your team is in the playoffs.
Oh, my goodness.
And they're going to play this week.
They are.
Yeah.
I'm picking the Texans for 1, by the way.
All right. You go. So
I'm going to pick the slate. Yeah.
I'm gonna pick vicariously through you because I would have picked the same thing, everything the same as you, but I'm just not.
That's fine.
I'm just kind of like.
That's fine. We're gonna hang. It's gonna hang all on my picks, which is
then
a
I
mistake.
could say.
It's just look at how bad you are at this, and it's like yes, demonstrably so. You've got 17 episodes this season that definitively prove I'm no good at this. It's fine.
Yeah. All right. So
I think it'd be a good game. I mean, honestly, these are great matchups. Like every single one of them so far is delivering right now. NFL playoffs delivering.
Every team deserves to be here. I mean, with the 49ers, so many injuries, obviously that's a big spread. So just because it's tough, but like they've absolutely earned every win they've gotten. So Rams at the Bears. Negative wind chills. This is the night game. Cold. It's going to be so. It hasn't been that cold in. So we live in Illinois. It hasn't been that cold this year, but this is going to be kind of the coldest stretch we've had. So Sunday night, it's going to be. Yeah, the wind chills will be below 0 during this game, most likely. Matt Stafford sprained his finger. in the cold. I've heard he's 1-9 in like
Yes,
legitimately cold weather games.
does not perform very well. And I think he was in Detroit for the majority of his career, but that was in a dome. That's in a dome stadium,
Right.
so he was not playing outside in Detroit.
Yeah, so interesting kind of storyline to follow. So Rams at Bears, I went Rams by 6.
The Rams -1.5.
Ooh, it's in between. This is for the all the marbles. It is 3.5. You got it by
Okay.
a half point.
Woo.
That's as close as it gets. So there's 4 3.5s and there's a 4.5 for some reason. But all right, so Rams -3.5. You got it. All right. So I don't know what to think about this. I mean, the Bears just basically, if they get down by 2 3 scores, they're just gonna cover and usually win. Apparently, um, you got the Stafford injury that may or may not be a thing. He says he's good to go. They're not making any excuses. I don't know. Like, has there been like cold weather games for the Bears this year? I can't
There
really
was
remember.
there was 3 4 weeks ago. There was one that was cold, and it was like sub freezing temperatures. But it's just been the one. I don't remember who the opponent was. It was at home.
Right. Yeah. So this is fair.
Yeah.
Like the Rams are still the better team. Like they have, like more. They're more consistent offense, defense. The Bears defense can struggle. T.J. Edwards is done for the year, but they've been great at making adjustments. Dennis Allen is a really good coordinator. So like they're gonna if they don't start the game well, you'd think they're gonna figure some things out, right?
Yeah.
So I don't.
I don't know. I mean, the question is, can like the Rams feel like a team that'll put you down by 40 at halftime. And I just know I don't care how good you are or how magic you are, you can't make up 40 points in the last 5 minutes of the game. I don't think. Maybe you can, but I feel like that's sort of mathematically impossible. So that's my fear is that with Puka Nakua just streaming down the sideline, and I don't know, could they have 5 touchdowns starting by I feels like that just feels like very possible.
Yeah. So the cold is one thing, but like the wind and the cold
That's
makes
the
it a lot
win.
worse. So let's check
Yes.
the official forecast for Sunday night. So Sunday, a chance of snow showers, afternoon, mostly cloudy, high near 19. Sunday night, chance of snow before midnight, mostly cloudy with a low around 11. So I'm looking at weather.gov, which is like the most trusted forecast, and they don't say much about the wind until it gets closer. So let's look at another source and see what the wind is supposed to be. I think gusty winds and cold probably helps the Bears more than no wind, but
I mean, if the passing game is somewhat neutralized because of weather conditions, then I think that does even things out considerably, right? But the Bears, their defense is not great against the pass nor the run. It's just, um, I think they're more competitive in a game where both teams are forced to run the ball more than not.
yeah, winds 10 to 20 it says, so like it's going to be fairly windy.
Windy, cold. It's just harder to throw the ball or control the ball in cold temperatures because the ball itself is cold, that sort of thing.
Yeah, so if the Rams do build a big lead, you'd think McVay would be better at managing that than LaFleur has been. Like, I didn't really realize this, but apparently, Packers fans
They hate him.
they like
Hate him.
he's mismanaged these things consistently apparently, and I didn't really realize that because you don't really pay attention that close to not your team.
Right.
Um, you'd think I don't know. McVay seems like one of the coaches. Like if they do get a lead, he's still gonna like be smart about throwing the ball when they really think
Savvy
you're gonna
enough to
run
manage
and
the game.
whatnot. But
Yeah, I mean he's been there before, right? Like he's has a Super Bowl title. He's been to another Super Bowl. His team's in the playoffs. I mean every year, mostly they do it. Non-traditional. That's the other thing. Organizationally, they don't care about the draft. They care about you know acquiring veteran talent with draft picks. it's a very interesting and unique organization. They just seem to have it figured out, like long-term stuff, not season success, but like seasons success. Yeah, I don't know. They're just, I think, clearly the better team.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what happens. I mean, the Bears seem like they can beat anyone because they just like
I
make
mean,
adjustments and they hang in the game.
and Caleb's got magic arm. I mean, I don't know how good a quarterback he is, but that arm is fucking terrific.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
So when you listen to like sports radio around here, it's sure like everyone's kind of buying into the Bears being
oh
a
yes,
team of destiny and
yes, yep.
like everyone's picking the Bears to beat these teams that are favored against them. But doesn't at this point in the season, doesn't everyone kind of feel like they're the team of destiny, right? Like everyone, there's 8 teams left, right? So everyone's doing something right. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. Like,
The team of destiny stuff is just they got lucky, right? They're getting the turnovers, right? So all of the luck stuff, right? The ball bouncing one way versus the other have gone the Bears' way this year, right? And so that's why can you get that for 3 more games, right? And that's sort of what Bears fans are pinning the hope on, that magic, and because they've seen these ridiculous comebacks, like almost all of them occurring within the final 2 minutes. That's just, I don't know. I don't know that football will see anything like it again. It's really crazy.
So that if we go back to the Bears game, so they're down. I think they were down by 11 at the time, maybe. But
I mean, yeah.
The 4th and 8th throw.
Yes, they've seen it 1,000 times already.
I keep forgetting to look up like expert analysis of that throw. So he obviously threw it in a place where Loveland could get it, but when he threw that ball, like, do you think he thought I got to throw it? Because like Loveland was not open when he threw the ball.
He threw him.
Right?
Yeah, he let him and threw him open. Yeah.
I'm not saying it was definitely a good throw, but I definitely feel like there was luck involved because like based on the camera angle of what you saw when he threw that, it didn't seem open.
It wasn't. And look, the other thing is you had a great receiver on the other end of it, right? Who was in rhythm and in sync with that quarterback. Because by the time Odunze got to the ball,
it was Odunze that caught that.
Yeah, it was Odunze. Okay. Yeah, and he did have to I think he had to turn around to catch it. So he did. It wasn't like perfect, right? He didn't hit him in stride, and he was on his way to the end zone. But I mean, it was a total broken play, and it was like every talking head has said it. The game was on the line, right? It was 4th and 8. He misses it, and the game's over.
Yeah.
It's over. It's because there were 5 minutes left, and they were down by 2 scores. And in that's especially in a playoff game, tip any game. That's a time the Bears lose. Like the last 20, 25, 40 years, that's a game the Bears lose every time because they have never had a quarterback with that level of arm talent to make a throw like that. And the kid came through. It was fucking incredible. The comparing the Jordan jump man thing because he was in the air when he threw that fucking ball. I don't know, incredible. But of course it's a lucky a guy had his, had he pulled that much harder on his foot, maybe he doesn't make that throw. I don't know.
Right. Or, if I forget the Packers defense, there was two guys there.
Yeah.
They were like, I don't know, they didn't like turn around and see it quick enough either. Like right when he throws that, if they locate the ball, I think they stay with, because Odunze kind of like he was going towards the sideline and then he kind of went upfield because he threw it deeper. But yeah, I mean, it would be not like if the Vikings could like do something like that, like when it matters, it'd kind of be cool. So I'm happy for you, I guess.
Yeah, there was that when you guys beat the Saints. What is it, like 8 years ago?
Right, that guy had like
so good
a seizure or something. Though that was such a bad like.
It's incredible.
It's like the other team had to completely forget how to play football for the Vikings to pull off the miracle.
It was still like an amazing play.
And then the next game, they completely crapped their pants.
Well, see, right? So that's maybe there's a template there the Bears are looking to follow.
Yeah, but this is probably, I mean, definitely, clearly the most interesting game to me. Not just because the Bears play an hour away from here.
There's just something electric about it.
Yeah, there's something magical going on, but then you got the Stafford and McVay and the Rams coming in, who've been one of the better teams.
No question. Top 3 in the league for the last
Look
5
at these
years.
ratings I keep talking about. It says the Rams are the second best team,
Yeah.
and it has the Bears at 12.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, according to that, and what's crazy is, like, so the Seahawks won the West, so the Rams are the wild card, right? But the Rams had a better record, so the Bears get the home game, they get the cold weather. It definitely seems like they got a little bit of luck on their side.
It sure do. And you need some of that. But most of their victories seem predicated on a heavy dose of it. And that's, I think, why people continue to question them. I mean, if the game is within 28 points going into the fourth, I guess you should watch because you don't know what's going to happen.
Right. For sure. All right. Are you picking this one? You said you're picking them all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to pick the Bears for no stars.
For 0 stars?
No, I'll give them for 1 star. Right. I don't think I've picked them all year. I can't. How can you? I can't pick against them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they're going to win, but I can't. I can't pick against them.
Yeah, and it's 3.5, right? Like.
Yeah, they could cover.
That can be a lot.
They could cover. I mean, they could go down and they could lose on a miss. I'm not going to say it. They could win on a amazing play.
Yeah. That game is very interesting. So one thing I'll say, so my 2 best friends, one of them has been a Niners fan his whole life, and the other one's been a Bears fan his whole life. So if the Bears and Niners win, the Bears host the Niners. So I'm trying to okay, they're both underdogs. Almost for sure not going to happen. But if it does, I'm trying to talk them into let's go. And it's probably going to be $500 for nosebleeds, but
I mean, it'd be a hell of a game.
I don't know if it's actually going to happen.
No, we don't know.
No, I'm saying even if that does.
Oh, even if it, I see. Oh, I see. Right. Pull it off. Sure. Yeah.
It would be a fun thing to do if it did happen.
Yeah.
So, all right. One other thing, did we have? So, it seems like almost every year there's the team with the worst record that hosted one of the better teams and pulled off the victory seemingly because they were at home. This year we didn't have that, right? Bills won on the road, Niners won on the road, Texans won on the road, Rams won on the road. So they all that didn't happen this year.
Carolina
Panthers
came close.
Yeah, Panthers almost pulled it off.
Almost.
The Eagles were favored, and then the Jags almost pulled it off, I guess, too. But that wasn't that situation. The Jags had the better record, or at least same record.
I think
they had the better record.
Yeah, because Bills were 11-6, I think.
All right, what else? We talked about coaching carousel a little bit. I don't remember. Did we pick a team to win it all last week?
I think we did.
I think we said.
I said Jaguars coming. I think I said Jaguars coming on the AFC. So that was clearly wrong.
I think I said Rams Broncos.
It still feels very realistic.
I don't know. I think it's going to be tougher. I don't know what to think. I feel like the more complete teams maybe are in the NFC, but I don't know. Right? The Bills' defense is not very good. Broncos' offense could be weird. Texans' offense is inconsistent. Patriots maybe are the most rounded team in the AFC, but I feel like the Rams play well on both sides of the ball fairly consistently. Same with the Seahawks. I don't know. Definite. I wouldn't be surprised if any one of these teams made it to the Super Bowl on either side at this point.
I would be shocked. Shocked if the Bears hit to the Super Bowl.
Plan on it. Everyone else is.
I mean, there's a lot of love. I don't know. I'm just a pessimist, I suppose.
All right. I can't say go Vikings because they're not alive.
I mean, next year. Go Bears.